You're getting a garden update because I'm not the only person I fear in this position, apart from I'm probably the only person with an enormous hollyhock. But, well, maybe. It's annoying this year because nothing's come out at the right times. So I've replanted that tub there. Hold on, let's get closer to it. I think that's a volunteer, but it's huge. We've discussed this. That came out, the Philadelphus came out and smelled beautiful. Because this is so big, there were a few other things in that tub and they didn't come up. The problem with my tree is it dumps stuff on it and I think it smothers the bulbs in the spring. I bought this and put this in. It's a salvia and it should be hardy in there, I hope so. I bought it because I wanted it to tie in with the hollyhock, but the rest of my stuff here is kind of blue and white. Now that I'm still praying for. It's a scented phlox, but it was like that when I bought it. I shouldn't really have bought it, but it was the only one they had. So I've drenched it in antifungal Nimrod, and I'm hoping that it will come back. If not, I'll have wasted a tenner, but otherwise I couldn't have it, and that's quite tall. But again, this should all kind of be out and successive. The Nepeta is new. My irises didn't really come up at all. They were in there and there. They didn't really come up at all this year. So I've dug them out and I've re-put them in new soil in another pot. I don't know whether that will survive to next year, but we shall wait and see. The fuchsia is late coming through. I do cut my campanula back. That euphorbia is only an annual, but I absolutely adore it, as in that's all annuals. But again, this is slightly irritating. I cannot be the only one who has a raspberry bush because I love raspberries, and the only person who's had a raspberry so far is the blackbird and I think the holly might have had one. And again, these have come up again with my beautiful, I think that is, it's not a Jane Austen, it's an Emily Bronte rose, I think. David Austin rose, smells beautiful with the lilies at the same time, scents absolutely gorgeous. And this lot over here is here, see if I can get this. Can you see that? This is a Ceanothus that was dying, and they're not very long lived. So I've trained 2 clematis up it, and I'm hoping that the Ceanothus will be replaced. My fig, that we have a house cow who keeps eating the bottom of it. And this is just all bedding. And I don't know if my herb garden will ever take, because I planted it last year and nothing really survived. So I planted it again this year and hopefully will. And there's my climbing hydrangea, which hopefully will get a bit bigger. But yes, it's annoying. Stuff was all supposed to come out. You know, the new stuff, obviously the Nepeta and the phlox and that is new, but originally it kind of came up in succession. You know, I had the irises early and I had this and it came up beautifully, but it's in tubs. The weather's gone completely kaput, and I wasn't expecting a giant hollyhock, so I think that's what did for my irises. I did have a look, they were thickly through there, but obviously some of the roots of the tubers have died off. Hopefully they'll come back next year, because I got them from the garden of an elderly lady I work for who I loved very dearly. Mad as a box of frogs, brilliant old woman. But yes, and they look like frilly purple knickers. Wonderful.